I'm sorry. I'm having way too much fun with Dan Smith. It's Monday. We have Dan Smith from Friends of Mountain Rescue. If you're just joining us, we're continuing our conversation about staying safe in the backcountry. And okay, Dan, so earlier we were talking just kind of about the setup of what happens. You know, you decide to maybe take a different route off the mountain than just going down the gondola or going down to the base area. And a lot of people do this. This is a backcountry situation. And sometimes, you know, it can be a good scenario.
It can be.
In what cases is it actually a good scenario?
If you're with somebody who's done that route before.
Okay.
The Minturn Mile is a tricky route. It's got a couple of turns that you have to make, and there are no signs back there. There's nothing that says, you know, Minturn Mile this way, edge of the world that way. There's nothing like that back there. If you try and come out to Elk Creek, you come out the bottom of 5 and just keep going. There's a big sign back there that I think it says, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." But it's at the bottom of comforting. 5. And once you're into Two Elk, it's almost flat. There's not a lot of drop, and it's about as wide as a single track bike trail. Ooh. So, and it's fairly long, and that can get real interesting. But if there's somebody that's done it, or Lime Creek, or if Stone Creek here on Beaver Creek, or there's a couple of routes off into Lake Creek that come off Beaver Creek, it can be a good experience. But you've got to go with somebody who knows what he's doing, and you've got to have the right gear.
Well, and something else that, you know, I think is also interesting to point out to you that, you know, I snowboard, right? And some of the routes that I find the most challenging, right, is anything that's going to be flat for a long period of time. So if there are some of those flat sections, when you get back there, and let's say it's been a lot of fresh snow.
You've got a problem.
Yeah, that's going to be
I've seen
challenging.
people sit on their board and paddle with their hands. It probably works, but not for very long.
Right.
Split boards, which is a board that comes apart and you put climbing skins on, work, but most people who use them in the backcountry use them once or twice or 3 times, say, this is a really bad idea. I'm going to go get a pair of AT skis or rent a pair of AT skis, because you're going to wind up going uphill a little bit. And if you've got skis and skins, you're going to do a lot better than a snowboard with skins. There are things that look, and here's the backcountry gate. You don't see the signs with the skull and crossbones on them that are sitting there. Boy, look at that powder field. Let's go do that. Fine, but at the other end, there's no way out.
Right.
You have to know the terrain, and it's much harder than knowing the terrain. Hiking, you've got trails, and yeah, you can get on the wrong trail, or you can get on a goat path or something. But the pitch doesn't usually matter that much to you. The pitch matters tremendously in skiing. If you're on a snowboard, please don't be with people who are on skis, because they're going to leave you behind, and that's never good.
So, okay. Let's say, all right, I've got a friend that is really experienced. We both have, you know, advanced skills on the mountain. And then what would be another thing to do before we decide to head off into the backcountry?
Check with patrol.
Okay.
Go in, check with patrol. Hey, we've both done it before. We're good skiers. We're good riders. We'd like to go out the Minturn Mile. Is there any problem today? Or we'd like to go Lime Creek to Red Cliff. Is there any problem today? They'll give you the latest. They know. And, you know, and listen to them. If they say, well, yeah, how many times you done it? Well, I did it once 5 years ago. Today wouldn't be the day. Listen to them. These guys make their living on that mountain. They know the snow. They know the conditions. They know the trails. Don't go in and say, oh, yeah, you're just trying to keep me off there because you want to do it yourself. No, that's not the rule. That runs closed because it's my private powder stash. No, it's not. That's not the way it works.
No. Well,
but listen to patrol.
So, well, I like to listen to Dan Smith. You're going to be back next Monday, right?
I will be.
Okay. It's not a Monday without you.
Well, we try.
So, well, and if people want to learn more information about Mountain Rescue,
VailMountainRescue.org.
VailMountainRescue.org. Okay. VailMountainRescue.org. Go check out that website. We have an amazing group of volunteers that will help you out if you get into a bind into the backcountry. And we're going to send things back out with Chris on the mountain to find out what's happening with those conditions.